Right now at 5, 94th District Representative Steve Doyle will face a challenger for his seat.
And Minnesota State College Southeast celebrates a double anniversary.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. 8 people have been injured in a school bus crash near Hudson.
And the accident involves students from DeLong Middle School on their way to the Orpheum Theater in Minneapolis for a field trip. That crash happening on I-94 at around 10:40 this morning. According to Eau Claire Area School District officials, 6 students, 1 chaperone, and the bus driver sustained minor injuries. 2 students were taken to the hospital, and 1 with a cut lip, another for precautionary measures. That accident currently under investigation by law enforcement.
A man accused of hiding a body in La Crosse has been sentenced on federal drug and gun convictions. A federal judge sentenced 44-year-old Benjamin Thorson to 7 years in prison with 3 years of supervised release on each of his 2 counts. Thorson was indicted on drug delivery and felony firearm possession charges. He pleaded guilty as part of a plea deal. His sentence comes as he also faces charges of hiding the body of Julia Headam, who was found dead near the Bud Hendrickson Trail last July. That case has yet to play out in circuit court. The time from the case will be added to the current sentence.
2024 will see a rematch in the 94th Assembly District if things stand right now. Ryan Hipsch announcing his bid for the state assembly as a Republican. He ran in 2022 against Democrat incumbent Steve Doyle, who won by a razor-thin margin of about 800 votes. Doyle has held the 94th since 2011. Hipsch says he's running again because it's time for a fresh perspective.
We need to have common sense, a new generation, and push out some of the, unfortunately we have some leaders who have either reached or well past their retirement age. I think it's time to push those out and come in with a new generation.
The 94th District lines are slightly different this cycle after Governor Evers signed new maps into law this year, but the district remains a 54% lean Republican seat.
A double anniversary celebration today at Minnesota State College Southeast. The campus is celebrating 2 milestones, the 75th anniversary of Minnesota State College Southeast in Winona and the 50th anniversary of its campus in Red Wing. The first Southeast class took place in 1949. Now, since then, the campus has grown significantly as a community and technical college for learners of all backgrounds. The president of the college says there's a few reasons for their growth.
We meet our students wherever they are, and we help them to get to their goal in the least amount of time, paying the least amount of debt. And we put resources in place for every step so that it makes it simple and achievable.
Now, the celebration continues tonight with a mixer from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be hors d'oeuvres, beverages, anniversary cake, and live music. It's open to the public and is free to attend.
Those cupcakes look really good. I'm very hungry right now.
Yeah.
In the meantime, it was a great day to get outside, and hopefully you did, because things are about to change as we head to the weekend, Greg.
Yeah, unfortunately, it gets a little bit more unsettled for the rest of the period through Monday, but definitely today was really typical end of April weather. Temperature-wise, plenty of sun out there. The winds did pick up from the south-southeast. No issues to speak of this evening, really just a few high clouds out there. That southeast or southeast wind will continue here, but not too strong, otherwise dry conditions. Staying for Eau Claire too, just dropping down to 52 degrees with a little bit of clouds out there, but otherwise very calm. Right now, you look at satellite, there's really not too much clouds out there. A lot of it as you go down towards Iowa. Overall temperatures mainly in the 60s still for most areas. A few areas to the west got into the upper 60s. As we time out, really that's the big story tonight is as temperatures will fall back, but the cloud cover will start increasing towards the morning commute. Precipitation should hold off right now. It's going to take its time to get up here as temperatures fall back into the 40s by about 5 a.m. So all in all, it should be a dry stretch of weather to wake up, but that's quickly going to change throughout the rest of the period. We're going to have showers, thunderstorms. We'll kind of track those out, show if you got strong or severe or even heavy rain, all that coming up a bit later in the broadcast.
All right. Thank you, Greg. New York's highest court has overturned disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein's 2020 rape conviction. The New York Court of Appeals said the judge in Weinstein's case made several improper rulings that prevented the 72-year-old from getting a fair trial. That included allowing women to testify about allegations that were not part of the case.
What the highest court of New York says is that that evidence was so unduly prejudicial that its admission changed the course of the trial because the jury was looking at Harvey Weinstein, looking at his character, this propensity to act, and not looking at the crimes that were charged in New York.
The court ruled Weinstein will get a new trial. He's been serving a 23-year sentence in New York, but will remain in prison because he was also convicted in 2022 of rape in Los Angeles and sentenced to 16 years in that case.
The United States Supreme Court heard arguments today about whether former President Donald Trump should have immunity as he faces charges of interfering in the 2020 presidential election.
The justices were keenly aware that their decision will have an impact on presidential powers for decades to come.
Natalie Brand has more details from the Supreme Court.
We're writing a rule for the ages.
The 9 justices are faced with a question that's never been before the High Court, whether a former president is immune from criminal prosecution.
There is no immunity that is in the Constitution unless this court creates it today.
If a president can be charged, put on trial, and imprisoned for his most controversial decisions as soon as he leaves office, that looming threat will distort the president's decision-making precisely when bold and fearless action is most needed.
The justices appeared skeptical of Trump's attorney's arguments of broad immunity.
He talks to his generals all the time, and he told the generals, I don't feel like leaving office. I want to stage a coup. Is that immune?
If it's an official act, there needs to be impeachment and conviction beforehand.
But some suggested former presidents might have some immunity. They also delved into the difference between official and unofficial acts.
There are many other people who are subject to impeachment, including the 9 sitting on this bench. And I don't think anyone has ever suggested that impeachment would have to be the gateway to criminal prosecution for any of the many other officers subject to impeachment. So why is the president different?
In questioning that lasted nearly 3 hours, legal analysts saw the justices wrestling with where to draw the line.
I absolutely do not count to 5, meaning 5 out of the 9 justices on either extreme position, on either that there's no immunity or that there's absolute immunity.
Legal analysts say the Supreme Court's opinion could delay Trump's federal election interference trial until after the November election. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
Normally, the justices wouldn't issue a ruling on a case heard in late April until sometime in June or July, but the special counsel's office has asked the court to make a decision soon in order to be able for it to go to trial. It's not known how long the court will take before issuing the ruling.
Donald Trump returned to a New York courtroom where he's charged with falsifying business records to cover up payments to a porn star.
But before heading to the courthouse, the former president greeted supporters at a Manhattan construction site and complained about his treatment in court.
From there, it was back to his criminal trial, where the former president is accused of falsifying business records to cover up a hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels. David Pecker returned to the witness stand. The longtime tabloid publisher said he worked with Trump to buy damaging stories and then squash them during the 2016 presidential race. Prosecutors say the so-called catch and kill scheme was a crime.
The reason the government says it's illegal was because it was done specifically to influence the 2016 election. Keep information from the public.
Trump, who has pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts, will be back in court on Friday when Pecker returns to the stand. The case is the first ever criminal trial of a former U.S. president. With 4 ongoing prosecutions, this is the first of Trump's cases to reach a jury.
Dozens of pro-Palestinian demonstrators remain camped out on Columbia's campus in New York City with the deadline to disband fast approaching. The school's president has said the university will have to consider alternative options for clearing the area if the ongoing negotiations fail.
If you look at the actions of the police department, we have this handled. We do not need the National Guards.
Campus protests are underway at about 13 U.S. colleges and universities. Students are calling for universities to cut all financial ties to Israel and amnesty for students punished for participating in protests.
A fight against power plant pollution.
The EPA's latest regulations right after this break.
At By God from Rhody, we know reputation is important, and it can affect your case's outcome. If you want your case to be taken seriously, you need lawyers who are taken seriously. By Gotham Roadie, serious injuries need serious lawyers.
We've all seen what's happening at our border. President Biden and Senator Baldwin's open border policy has brought more than 10 million illegal immigrants into our country. That's double the population of Wisconsin. Our country was already struggling to provide housing and health care to our citizens. And tragically, we're losing over 100,000 Americans a year to the drugs that pour over our open border. Their policy is wrong. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message, and I'll work to fix this problem.
A1 Vacuum Sales and Service has been part of the La Crosse area for 75 years. And so we thank you for that opportunity and for supporting the area's largest vacuum store for all these years. Our mission is to provide great service and offer quality products that stand the test of time. And we will continue to be part of this wonderful area we call home. Leave a legacy that isn't plastic in a landfill and support the store that supports you. Thank you for your business.
A1 Vacuum. Our business is picking up.
It's spring bonus season. Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford SUV. Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for new adventures or dominating the day-to-day, there's a Ford SUV waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Now, lease Explorer for just $499 a month for 36 months. Plus, for a limited time, get $750 in red carpet leasing cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Is your personal injury lawyer trying to sell you a settlement that you don't think is fair? You need a lawyer who won't settle your case just to move on to the next one. Get the full compensation you deserve. Get by Goffin Roadie.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
The Agriculture Department is ordering the dairy industry to test milk-producing cows moved between states for bird flu to keep the virus from spreading.
Yeah, the new rules come after the FDA said it found fragments of the bird flu in some samples of grocery store milk. More research is needed to determine if the positive tests were caused by lingering dead particles killed during the pasteurization process. But a CBS News medical contributor says not all farms are open to allowing the USDA test for the virus.
Some of the workers are not trustful of the government and so don't want to come forward for testing. So everybody needs to be working better together.
The FDA does not think the particles found in the samples would be able to infect people, but researchers are conducting more tests to be completely sure.
A government message to coal-fired power plants: capture your smokestack emissions or shut down. That coming from the EPA, which has announced new rules to reduce pollution from power plants. The changes will limit greenhouse gas emissions from new natural gas-fired power plants and existing coal-fired power plants. They'll also reduce the release of toxic metals and mercury from coal plants and expand federal oversight of coal ash. Environment groups are applauding the changes.
This is the first time that the EPA is going to be regulating climate pollution from power plants. The age of uncontrolled climate pollution from power plants is finally over.
The new rules are likely to face opposition and legal challenges from Republican attorneys general who have accused Democratic lawmakers of overreach on environmental regulations in the past. It's a discussion in Wisconsin that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago.
High school students put student-athlete name, image, and likeness deals up for a vote.
And yeah, we got windy storm conditions coming for Friday, but it's going to extend through the weekend. But we could see some dry periods this week, and I'll time all that out and show you what the temperatures look like and how much rain we might see. All that coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
Quality time with Taco John's. You never forget the big moments, like devouring your first slice of crispy oven-baked taco pizza loaded with 7 layers of classic taco toppings. Or your wedding. Both are life-changing. One-of-a-kind new taco pizza, only at Taco John's.
It's time. Time to get out and rediscover Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. Grab your friends and play for the day, or 2, or 3. It's time for you to win, laugh, and enjoy. Over 650 slot machines, tables, bingo, great rewards, delicious food. Ho Chunk Gaming, just what you need. Get out again and experience the difference at Ho Chunk Gaming, Black River Falls.
In 1925, a new furniture store opened its doors in Fountain, Minnesota. Now, 99 years later, we're Drury's. Same location, same family, the same philosophy. Sell quality furniture, keep the prices affordable, and give our customers the best service possible. 4 generations later, Drury's is bigger and better than ever. So we're celebrating with our 99th anniversary sale, our biggest sale ever. Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota, celebrating 99 years of furnishing the area with quality furniture.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you tires and batteries, trust and care, because we get you. So get out on the road and stay safe with quality automotive parts and service at unbeatable prices. Like buy 3 tires, get 1 free, plus up to $100 consumer rebate on select Goodyear tires when you buy 4. 10% off all Carl Star lawn and garden and trailer tires or Laren inner tubes. And rewards members save $5 on Blaine's brand gold automotive batteries. Tires and batteries, trust and care at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
It's spring bonus season. Time to take control of your spring in a new Ford truck. Get started with exclusive spring bonus offers at your local Northland Ford dealers. Then own the season behind the wheel of your new Ford. Whether you're looking for power or capability, there's a Ford truck waiting for you at your local Northland Ford dealers. Get in the driver's seat today. Get an F-150 XLT with 1.9% financing for 72 months, plus up to $2,000 spring bonus cash. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
At Papa Murphy's, we build your pizza with the freshest ingredients. You take it and bake it fresh in your oven.
So technically, I make the pizza.
Right now, get the limited time Taco Grande pizza. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page. Or find us at news8000.com. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
WIAA member schools voted not to allow Wisconsin high school athletes to monetize their name, image, and likeness.
But sports leaders in the state say it's a sign the conversation and landscape of high school sports is definitely changing.
WIAA Associate Director Mel Dow says one concern was implementation. He says high school NIL wouldn't be like college NIL. Students would only be able to make money off their persona, not anything associated with their high school program.
Across the country, 31 state associations have adopted some kind of NIL language. Dow says it's not much different from another student getting a job. One athletic director says the high schools want to make sure NIL deals are implemented correctly.
It's unfortunate that in education-based athletics, we're seeing outside entities with potential financial interests, take away kind of the sanctity of what that amateur sport and education-based athletics is. It's something that we know is coming, and we want to make sure we do it the right way.
Right now, if a Wisconsin school district wanted to allow one of their athletes to participate in an NIL deal, that athlete would be ineligible to play. Can't believe we're headed in that direction.
I know, right?
Now.
I mean, it's a progression from the college landscape. We've seen how much that's changed college athletics. It's an interesting thing to think about for sure.
Absolutely. Well, it was an absolutely gorgeous day outside today. It was one of those I did not want to go inside, but it looks like we are going to have to the next couple of days at least, Greg.
We're definitely going to have active weather through Monday, and that means showers and thunderstorms will be a potential. But there are some dry breaks in there, breaks in there, if I can speak right. So it's not going to be a complete washout. For tomorrow, really, looking at the mainly dry, breezy morning commute. Noon looks showers and windy will be in the picture. And then the PM commute and evening activities looks like we're going to have some storms, windy conditions. If there is going to be a strong or severe potential, that would probably be the time frame we'll keep an eye on. For tonight, really, it's just increasing clouds, so it'll remain dry all the way through the night. Eventually, as you get to 6 a.m., we're still in the 40s, and the main rain band or showers is off to the southwest. It will come through the area. It will weaken somewhat as it pushes northeastward, but we're still looking at pretty much wet conditions late morning through noon. Lighter as you go further north, a little heavier as you go further south. That'll push through and continue to lift north. We'll probably see some breaks sometime late morning, early afternoon, depending on location. By the evening commute, still some activity up to the north. Somewhat dry. We'll see more activity throughout the evening, and here comes more of the thunderstorms in the evening hour to early Friday night, and that's kind of where the stronger cells I think potentially could be. Well, to keep an eye on this time frame really as that low begins to push up towards Iowa, that we could see a few strong ones, but for right now that's what we're looking at. Overall, the severe threat is much more to the southwest. They will push up these bands up to our area, but they do weaken as they push up. But once again, Friday evening is some activity we'll have to keep an eye on, especially for far southwestern viewers, to see if these cells actually do make up their way up. For this weekend, really Saturday, early morning showers, but there is a good dry break. It looks like late morning to afternoon time frame that we'll have to keep an eye on, but that does look dry, and then more storms probably Saturday afternoon, as especially go further southeast of La Crosse, and I'll show you that in a little bit. For Sunday, it's really kind of a wet period, but more of the severe action is south of I-90 potential there. As you go further north, it becomes more just rain and a few thunderstorms, and you go all the way up to Ladysmith, it's just mainly just light rain. So we'll have to keep an eye on south of the area for more severe storms there. Big picture Friday, here's all the activity. You can see bands and bands of showers and thunderstorms rotating around the low. Once that kind of lifts through the area, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, here's that dry break that we should have some point in the morning hours to early afternoon. Some sun could come out, and that could make a big difference between temperatures between the north and the south areas. Then in the afternoon, it's that severe threat. You can see just a little bit of activity develops just to our south and east. Now that could change. It could be pulled back a little bit further north or west. That's one time frame to keep in mind of. And then as we go through Sunday, this next wave to the south comes up, and that's the second time frame that we're going to keep an eye on. There's your severe threat for Saturday. It's just to our south and southeast, and that could, once again, it's going to be a close call, I think, with whether we get anything or not. And then for Sunday, it's going to have to keep an eye on as we go towards the afternoon and evening. As that next wave comes up, that threat remains just to our south, but we also got a heavy rain threat to keep an eye on that with that also. But for tonight, really it's going to remain dry, increasing cloud cover, but overall temperatures just getting down in the 40s with that south-southeast wind continuing. We're going to see the winds pick up tomorrow too. Windy conditions besides the showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures just in the 50s, and that severe threat pretty minimal, but we'll keep an eye on the afternoon and evening time frame, and then just wet conditions throughout. But Saturday doesn't look all that bad, and then Monday we still have some showers continuing, and then after that it looks fairly dry for the rest of next week too right now. So yes, it's going to be an active 3 or 4 days here.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg. Well, a piece of rock and roll history can now be yours.
Though it's sure to cost a pretty penny. We'll be right back.
Proper installation of your new windows make a difference. The team at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions are factory trained to make sure your windows are installed to last. Call or stop into the showroom for your free estimate.
All the best mattresses are under one roof at PM Sleep Center. Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest Black, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Eye Comfort. Your best night's sleep starts at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 30 years.
You just have to get in the seat of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Not because of how easy it is to use, or because of our expert dealers. Not even because it has implements for every job. You just have to get in the seat, because breaking ground on your dream home feels pretty great.
Visit Tractor Central, take a seat, and see for yourself why nothing runs like a Deere. Start now at TractorCentral.com.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Hip, knee, or back pain? See if Arch Supports can help you at the Good Feet store.
To everyone who enjoys a feel-good meal, we're crafting one for you, Wisconsin style.
We're talking handcrafted, cooked to order,
scoop to perfection goodness.
More like greatness.
A snuggle up in the booth, share a bite kind of meal.
A fill you up, heart and soul kind of meal.
Come treat someone you love to a meal they're sure to love.
One always served with a smile.
That comes from the heart.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
All the best mattresses are under one roof at PM Sleep Center. Tempur-Pedic, Beautyrest Black, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Posturepedic, and Serta Eye Comfort. Your best night's sleep starts at PM Sleep Center, giving La Crosse a good night's sleep for over 30 years.
Get the day's news in your inbox. Email newsletters from News 8 Now. Sign up today. Go to news8000.com/newsletters to get started.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A unique piece of rock and roll history is going up for grabs, and it will cost a fortune.
Yeah, the Framus Hootenanny guitar used by John Lennon and George Harrison in 1965 is being sold by Julien's Auctions. Officials say this 12-string acoustic can be heard on numerous Fab Four classics, including Help and You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. According to Julien's, Lennon gifted the guitar to a friend who passed it along to someone else who put it up in an attic where it sat for decades.
The now restored instrument is expected to break a record for the world's most pricey Beatles guitar. The auction to be held at the New York City's Hard Rock Cafe, scheduled for May 29th and 30th.
How do they know it's actually John Lennon?
Yeah, what is the vetting process like?
It got passed around a couple of times.
They're doing like DNA testing on the... I have no idea how that works.
I don't know. Oh, there's a label on the inside.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you, Judith.
Right.
Producer
so those
Judith.
people were thinking ahead of time. But the friend giving it up to somebody else, I don't know about that.
Yeah, no, I would have kept it. I don't play guitar. Do you?
No,
I don't
can't play
any
instrument.
But it's a nice piece to have. Nice conversation starter.
Yeah, for
the most valuable thing in my house.
For $1 million.
Right. All right, we'll have another look at tonight's forecast after the break.
Shop for a cause at Home Sleep Express. Donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research, and Home will give you 10% off any Luxuria or Thomas Cole Sleep mattress. Plus, get interest-free financing. Give $10, get 10% off sale prices. Only at Home Sleep Express.
Sometimes in louder situations, it's tough to hear what others are saying.
We just thought, why not get a baseline so that we know where we're at?
I think the staff is very friendly.
They live here in our community. They care about the people that live here. They want to help people hear better. I feel like we're in the business of keeping people's eyes healthy, but I feel like keeping your ears healthy is also very important, and all of our senses are important.
Better Hearing Center on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
You want to provide something safe and reliable, something that won't break down when they need it and is there to support them in the good times and bad. Purchasing a vacuum is like buying a car. You want the best for what you pay for. A vacuum you can depend on to last years. Don't settle for a cheap big box model when you can get a vacuum that is made to last and does exactly what it needs to do. Visit A1 Vacuum Sales and Service.
A1 Vacuum. Our business is picking up.
Save up to 30% off your bathroom remodel with your home improvement company. Whether you need a complete bathroom remodel or a simple tub to shower conversion, we can complete your project in as little as a day. Our installers are trained and certified professionals, so your project will be done right the first time. Call now to get this amazing offer and enjoy zero money down, zero interest, and zero payments until 2025. Schedule your in-home consultation today to take advantage of these great savings. Your home improvement company, where it's your home made better.
Dell Honda wants to help area schools with the Top-Notch Teacher Classroom Relief Fund. Throughout the month of April, for every vehicle sold, Dell Honda will donate $50 in the guest's name. $5 for every oil change performed at Dell Honda in the month of April will also be put into the Relief Fund. During this pivotal time, schools could use our help. Go to the Top-Notch Teacher page on news8000.com and vote for our school to receive a relief fund. The 2 schools with the most votes will receive a Dell Honda Top-Notch Teacher Classroom Relief Fund.
Shop for a cause at Home Seasonal Concepts. Home will give you 10% off sale prices on porch and patio when you donate $10 to help ovarian cancer research. Give $10 and get 10% off sale prices now at Home Seasonal Concepts.
All right, no issues tonight. We'll just have increasing clouds. Temperatures a little bit milder than we've had the past several nights, in the 40s for both locations. And it will be dry for the morning commute, but that kind of changes there afterwards. We've got a wet, stormy, windy period coming through Monday.
And we sure do. All right, thanks for joining us at 5.
We'll see you at 6.